I must have read Don't Waste Your Life, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't even know how I got the book. I think I just heard Pastor John preaching somewhere. I've been scoping out Desiring God, the site. As I was reading the book, it just brought so many things to my mind to get stirred up inside of me, because for one of the kind of offenses I guess I took on, not an offense, but when I got born again, there was people that I'd went and sat with and said, hey, I'm over my life and I'm suicidal and I want to get divorced. And they were people that when I went back to them years later to share Jesus with, they said, oh no, I'm a Christian. And so within me, I guess, upon reading Matthew 7:21, I thought there really are people that are out there that aren't bearing fruit, that aren't abiding in Jesus. And I'm not to say they're not saved. I don't know the maturity level. But when I was reading Don't Waste Your Life, it was really addressing that issue. Like Jesus says, you can't follow after me unless you're carrying your cross, unless you lose your life. I know it was Tozer used to say, you knew one thing about a man leaving a city with a cross, he was not coming back. So as I was reading Don't Waste Your Life, the amount of things Pastor John was sharing was, okay, here's a guy like me that's going to quit all these skate sponsors. I'm leaving all this world that I've known, and I'm going riding for all these Christian brands. I want to make use of all of my time, not because I want to do it, but because the Spirit of God, the deposit that's within me. So it was just at the right time in my life, it was confirmation for where I was going. There was a Bruce Lee book years ago, growing up when I began to skateboard, and he would talk about skateboarding being the vehicle with which it expresses who you are inside. And when I became a Christian, I thought, well, this is a vehicle for expressing what's inside of me, but really now today it's a vehicle that expresses the Jesus inside of me. And that's all that Don't Waste Your Life is. It's pointing to Jesus Christ inside of you, and is everything that you are, Christ and Christ crucified. When the Apostle Paul says in Romans, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to God. This is your reasonable service. He's saying, because believers, because He's died on the cross, because He's shed your blood, I am pleading with you, by the mercy, by the grace granted to you and I, and to whosoever is listening to me, give your body as a living sacrifice. Well, you know what? That might be getting martyred, Acts 1:8. That could be going through hell, losing family members, who knows, long suffering, but it definitely is that all things have been created by Him, through Him, and for Him. So for me, to not waste my life is to live for the Lord and use the things, the simple things. I mean, skateboarding exists to glorify God. The chord on a guitar, a G chord, exists to glorify God. So as I'm going through that book and I'm just hearing, yes, a man's heart, really what I feel like, the reason that I like what Pastor John's so about is because I'm hearing the heart of God throughout the pages of a book, which, that's the blessing to me.